Here we go. Do we know what we're doing? I think so.
We got to figure it out.
Well, this is bittersweet here tonight, folks. We really got to be honest in saying that, right, Billy? Like, this has just been an escalator year, or I call it the stock market years, just up and down and all over the place.
Yeah.
But, I mean, no lack of trying. I mean, there were, being completely honest, so, quoting Al Letang, there are some games this year that we didn't show up. We didn't come out to play, and he made that very clear.
Yes.
And then as we talked last time we were here with, it's kind of like tryouts, since, we couldn't make the playoffs, but who's going to be here next year? And now, I don't know. It's how would you paraphrase this season?
I think character building, and kind of a gut check for the younger guys, but also, excuse me, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
Choking here. Also, the older guys, I'm not looking at that Jip McMillan, because the older guys, they're looking to go somewhere next year.
Yeah.
And Alan, you said that Alan's made a comment that sometimes the older guys haven't shown up and the younger guys have.
Yeah.
And, that's telling. And it, there's still guys watching these guys, European hockey, even senior A hockey, like wherever they might go. And, they have to keep showing up. And the young guys tend to have done that. Even if they don't have the skill set yet or the experience, they show up.
Dylan Sika mentioned that a couple weeks ago, I think, and he talked the silver linings of this team. But he also kind of reaffirmed what Letang had said before about we're looking, we're watching, and maybe there's some of you that shouldn't be here next year. And that's, the whole coaching staff and the staff behind the staff, and, like, they don't sugarcoat it, and I really like that about this coaching staff, and and Dylan and everybody, and Mark Glavin and everybody that's behind talking about that. And they are looking. I won't say who, but like I was waiting here, and there was a gentleman and his son came over here from another city, and they're like, "We're here to meet Dylan," right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's, I don't think that's, I'm not letting any secrets out. I mean, they are always looking.
Of course they are.
But, that's telling as well. I like the way you put that. Very telling to this team.
And if you're not an overage player right now and you hear one of your coaches say some guys may not be here next year, like, that's not pointing right at you, but it might be if your effort level hasn't been there. So, again, it's their time to show up. And, this game is more about the fans than anything, because it's really meaningless for both teams. It would be really nice for Sarnia to put on a performance, almost in appreciation of, this year's attendance numbers. I even hear the season ticket numbers are going well.
Yeah.
So, like, it's that. And going out with your head up and showing some respect and character.
I've got some numbers here from our attendance fellow. And let's take a look. So we can see 22-23 in 34 games. We had 115,131. 33 games this year already. 132,682.
Yeah,
like this, and then this is 18 games in a row at 4,000, 3,511, 3,000. Only 4 games at 3,000. So everything's been above, and we're way ahead of where we were last year.
Yeah.
And last year was a stellar year.
Yeah, it was big year. And nothing below 3,000 this year. So that's good.
That is like, whoops, I'm knocking things around. I'm excited. But that is a testimony, if you will, to the expectations of the fans coming out of the momentum of last year, and the belief that the fans have in this hockey organization.
Yeah, I think so. And in the past, Sarnia fans tended to they showed up when the team was good, and they didn't when the team wasn't good.
Like, where are you?
And I think what happens is the fans, sometimes you don't have enough winning seasons, so they say, well, screw it, we're going anyway.
Yeah.
And then you get the big attendance numbers. And I honestly believe the higher attendance numbers, encourages the kids, gives them enthusiasm, and, they perform better.
Yeah. Well, and the performance, like you say, that is, I think, the expectation here tonight, because it's already known that we're not heading any further, at least for home games. There's one or two more on the road, I think.
Sunday, I think,
and I see people smiling still, and that's a really good sign as well. But the key is, and I think we talked about it before, is, the Sarnia Staying organization has to keep the momentum going throughout the off season.
Yeah.
And Jake Borey and his team, the in-game experience, but they still connect with the community throughout the summer season, if you will. And I think that's important.
It is important, and it's funny you say that because I was talking to somebody today that we feel, personal opinions, that they don't promote or advertise that enough.
Right.
You know, like we know they're doing it. They're in the schools because you might see it on Facebook. They're at Boston Pizza, but I know they're doing a lot more than that. And again, as no secret, we follow North Bay a little bit because of Sandus, and always on their Facebook page and on their TV, when you watch it on TV, they're always talking about their community interaction.
Yep.
And I know our team does it, but I think the team would serve themselves well to show more of that in the media to show off. You know, because they're doing it, you might as well talk about it.
Absolutely,
you know?
right? No, it makes perfect sense.
I think they should.
And I know Jake's well, he says he watches. I don't know if he actually watches the show, but
we'll find out.
I'll make sure that he knows that, because I mean that's good feedback, right? Because especially from a fan, you know. The feedback to them is important from the fans, particularly. You're the ones buying the tickets, and you know that's and the Sting. I agree with what you're saying. I think they do a really good job, but there's some holes there that maybe they could push that out a little bit more. And I know I can tell you, though, I can reassure, there are some things in the works that you'll likely see more of that.
Oh, good, yeah, because you know they're doing it, and you don't do it for the accolades.
No, not at all.
But if it's going to put bums in seats, then why not show it off a little bit?
I guess at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
No trouble putting bums in seats
not
tonight, though.
No.
Like, and again, back to the fans, to them for. All the support that they've put out there.
Yeah.
Sarnia Sting out on the ice right now, practicing, getting warmed up there. And we will see some accolades, if you will, to the overagers who will be leaving us, right? Yeah. And they'll see some hockey sweater presentations out on the ice tonight. And that's kind of bittersweet, right?
Yeah, it is. And there's a nice picture of them, by the way, if you go to the Sarnia Sting website or Facebook page. Yeah. 3 moms and the 3 kids. Yeah, it's definitely bittersweet because, you know, none of them have NHL contracts that they're going to.
Right.
You know, hopefully they get picked up by East Coast or European or something because they're all quality hockey players. But, you know, when they have that contract in their pocket, then they're so excited, you know, for the next step. So these guys, I think it'd probably be a little bit bittersweet. This might be the biggest crowd they ever play in front of again.
Yeah,
but
for some time.
If they land in a, say, European team or something like that, let's hope they do, right?
Yeah. I like, just so you know, people have asked me, messaged me, yes, there are still plans for a post-game press conference tonight. Some people thought maybe because it was the last game and we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I can tell you, actually, Daniel, our director, I don't know what his official title is, but he's the director that's directing the team to do all the in-game stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And he went and spoke with Al Letang and Dylan Sika and said, you know, where are you guys? Because he thought maybe like after tonight's game they might want to spend some time in the locker room with the players. And I'm like, no, absolutely, we need to do that post-game.
Good,
so that's that post-game press conference. I got to say I'm proud of it because I've been a part of it, but you know, that was Jake Worry's idea, you know, to move it. We used to go downstairs where the Zambonis were and record a couple of things. And then this was decided for, similar to what you're talking about, the things that Sting does to connect with the community.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, the first couple of seasons, it was like, everybody was leaving the bar, restaurant. There was like 4 people around. Now sometimes it's like try to find a seat in there because they want to see the coaches. They want to see the players.
Right.
It's an autograph opportunity. Yep. And it's really the last couple of years, this I would say our biggest year for doing the post game, and it's really become just a part of what the team does. So it was nice to hear that Al and Dylan said, yeah, for sure we got to do that.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it just finishes it off. And, you know, I think it showed a demonstration of their appreciation to the fans. And, you know, not just, well, it's the last game, you know, we're going to blow it off. It's a good step for them to do that.
Now, you said this game doesn't really matter to either side, but I'm going to disagree with you a little bit here, Billy.
Yeah.
I think it means something a bit to Saginaw versus Oshawa.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah,
because if Saginaw wins, I believe they win their division.
Okay, yeah.
So that's something to work for. And to the Sarnia Sting, I think the thing that is in it for them is put on a great show
Yeah.
for the fans.
Yeah,
here
wouldn't have
tonight.
been nice if this team this game meant something to both teams. Like, let's
Right.
say each
Yeah.
of them needed the points. It would have been, it would have been
Well,
cool.
like it did last year.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
Right?
I'm thinking about. Because, we have a good rivalry with Saginaw. Lots of friendly fans come here.
Yep.
And, there truly is a really cool, to call it a rivalry is true, but also
Yeah.
when the fans come in our building and they're treated like family, that's not, it's a Canadian rivalry,
Yeah,
right?
right. Well, you mentioned that last week, I think. You said, like, even once we beat out Saginaw last year,
Yeah.
those fans still showed up here
Yeah,
to go,
big
okay.
time.
And why not cheer for the team that beat you?
Yeah,
I mean, if you're
yeah.
going to cheer for one. And there
Yeah.
were quite a few of those Saginaw fans
Yeah,
here last
there were,
year. So,
yeah.
not all these players that are here tonight were here last year with Saginaw or playing against Saginaw, but there's a few.
Yeah.
And, I wonder what's on your mind, do you think, as a player? If you know this is the last home game, we're not going to the playoffs, and who knows where my life is going next. What do you think as a young man? What do you think is going through their brain right now?
Well, I mean, I hope they don't, mail it in and coast through, because you still, again, I've said it, but you still want them to show the character, show their integrity. The younger players show the coaches that, I'm here to play and I want to play next year.
Yep.
And, it's just a pride thing, I think. And, all these kids are so competitive, right? Like you and I, we're both competitive.
Yeah, for sure.
And for them to be competitive, like they don't want to lose their last home game. And so hopefully they show up.
And the bar has been set. Again,
Yeah.
Dylan Sika and Al Letang and all the coaching staff have said, this is where we expect you to be. And
That's
if you're
right.
not, decisions have to be made,
Yeah.
right? And, it's business at the end of the day. It's hockey business, right? So
Yogi Berra, it ain't over till it's over.
That's right. That's right. Well, we're about 9 minutes away from the Sarnia Sting coming out to take on Saginaw, and it's bittersweet for us too, Billy,
Yeah, I
because
know,
this is
this
our
is
last
it, man.
time here, and this time, like, we were playing hockey till we were playing hockey. They were playing hockey till May last year, and came right down to the end there. So it's different for sure. But friend of mine, different note on the weather. What the hell, Mother Nature?
Yeah, right.
Like, come on. Like, last year, a friend of mine, he sent me a picture today, a Facebook memory, of him and I on our motorcycles same day last year.
Oh, is that right?
And it was like 20 degrees.
Yeah. All the robins are going, what the heck?
Right? The geese don't know where to go, right? So, oh well. But this is the most snow we've had all winter.
Yeah, and it shows up in March.
So, there you go. So, thanks to all of you who have joined and watched us here. Really appreciate all the support. Lee Baisley will join me first period for an update, and then Connor Burke joining me later. We're giving Jay Peckham, him the rest of the season off.
Yeah, he got fired basically.
There you go.
I only said that because it'll bug him.
I had to pay Billy less.
I know. I didn't want to take as much money as I normally do.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, I submitted my contract for next year.
Right.
It's a little bit higher, but
my lawyers are reviewing it as
hopefully
we
it'll be good
speak.
and you'll invite
we'll
me
see.
back.
All right, that's going to be it for us right now. I'm David Burrows with the Sarnia Sting live from the concourse. And this is my good friend, Billy Yurchuk. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. Go Sting, go!